Do you mind if I use this in the course?
You can go ahead.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
I like working in television, but not the news. It's just like, get it on the air, quick and dirty. I think, do I really want to be an editor?
I got a ton of viewers reach out to me. Some want advice.
That's my weak spot and something that I do need to work on more.
Some want a job.
Are you super busy, or are you like there's a lot of time that I could be
Spending on more clients.
When do you know that you have potential, and how do you prove it to others? Experts say the only way to really learn anything is by doing it, failing a lot and growing because of it. What are some of the strategies you can apply to get closer to your dream of becoming a full-rate editor? Those that act are growing strong. Morgan sent me this email.
Dear Sven, my name is Morgan Vautey and I am finishing my studies at Ciné-Créatis Film School in Nantes, France. I have been watching your YouTube videos for a while now and I find your work very inspiring. As an aspiring film editor, I would love to do an internship with you this summer in order to develop my editing skills, both technically and sensitively. Last year, I worked for 2 months as an assistant editor in a post-production company in Paris. Thanks to those experiences, I think I will be an asset for you, like a Swiss Army knife but with a smile. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Best regards, Morgan Vautey.
She saw opportunity where there was none. I didn't post any ads because I wasn't looking for an intern, but she took initiative, opened a back door, and pushed right through. I took her in because she showed potential, and now, months later, I've hired her on numerous projects. Almost a year ago, I answered this question in a video. How do you become a working editor? The kind of editor that works all the time and gets paid full rate. It's what I call a go-to editor. When we first launched the course last year, 430 students signed up from all over the world. And we didn't realize it at first, but the community they've built has become an invaluable asset to the experience. It's not talent per se. It's trainable skills and a passion for editing. Passion for just that. I believe that passion is key to aligning your goals with your dreams. What if you don't know what you're passionate about? Well, simple. Try a lot of different things until you figure it out. Honestly, my career has less been shaped by a clear-cut strategy and more by taking actions whenever I saw opportunities that intrigued me. Whenever I chose to do that thing that sounded like fun and personally challenging, that's when I got lucky. I've been editing for the past 20 years, working for James Cameron, first as assistant, then cutting one of his films. I got lucky again when I edited for director James Franco and for Mark Webber, which led to my first film that went to the top film festival in the world. And I got lucky yet again when I was hired by director Joseph Gordon-Levitt for his Emmy-winning TV show. You could say I'm very fortunate, but I see my luck in a different light. Trial and error, learning on the job is what the Go-To Editor course is all about. I put everything I know about becoming a go-to editor in this course. The kind of editor that is on speed dial of directors, producers and clients, because they are valued for their storytelling skills and their easygoing nature. Go-to editors are not only skilled, they listen, they partner, they champion, and they strive to make every project the best it can be. It's what makes them irreplaceable in a sea of so-so editors. We launched the Go-To Editor, an online premium editing course where we provide real dailies from an actual feature, documentary and branded content. If you have the dream to become a feature film, television or video editor, go after your passion and use it as fuel. The Go-To Editor course gives you all the tools and a pathway to reach your goal. And I give you 6 months to change your mind. As long as you do the exercises and don't see any value in the course, we will refund your money. Don't miss out. Don't delay. The Go-To Editor course is only open for these few days. Then the doors will be shut so that we can focus on the students. Here's how to become a Go-To Editor. So how do you get a job as an editor? Well, there's really only 3 ways of doing it. It's either the cold call, the back door, or the referral. The first one, the cold call, is the hardest because you have to reach out to someone that doesn't know you. This is the one that gives you the least chance of actually getting the job. But nevertheless, if you're starting out, what choices do you have? You have to start somewhere, right? This could be either an email that you send out or when there's an ad out there and they want you to submit. The only advice I really can give you on this part is that email that you send is more important than the resume or the reel. You want that first paragraph to really tell them something specific about you that is setting you apart from the rest. So in my case, I would always mention that I used to work for James Cameron on a 3D IMAX documentary, and hopefully that gets their attention enough to keep on reading. You also want to put in that email just something specific about the project so that they know that you just didn't send off a general template, you didn't really consider the specifics of the project, whether it's a name that you can look up on IMDb and projects that they've done in the past, or anything else in the news that you can pick up on the project and connect it with you in a way that you can express some genuine interest in the project. For example, I was recently bidding for a job with a couple of young activists. I knew that one of them that they were covering was Greta Thunberg.
Together in this fight.
Thunberg. I actually went to the climate strike a couple of weeks ago here in LA and I saw her, I filmed her. My daughter is one of the activists that's organizing the strike here locally. So I put a little blurb of that in the email, let them know that I'm really excited about that opportunity. That little detail is just enough to make a little bit of a connection. And when I got a response, the producer actually referenced that back and said that she appreciated that I have some form of insight. But once again, chances to get a job on a cold call are less than 3%. I'm more so really a fan of the back door, and this is something that I teach in the course. The back door is a strategy where you find an email or contact to somebody and try to offer up some form of value, possibly for free, and start building a relationship. This strategy is actually quite successful, and there are 7 steps to that I won't mention here. The last one is the referral, and this is the one that gets you most of the work. Once you're sort of established in whatever field you're working at, whatever level, if you do a good job, people will recommend you. But if you realize that when you're reaching out to people, when you're responding to somebody that is interested to hire you potentially, you're not really interested in locking them down. What you want is just a meeting. I had a mind shift. If I focus just on getting the meeting, the chances of getting hired increase by 10x. I would dare to go as far to say is if you manage to get a meeting, you basically already have the job. It's yours to lose at that point. As you're trying to get the meeting, there are a couple of core values that I want to emphasize. First of all, be super flexible, always eager, but don't come across as desperate, passionate about the project, and emphasize the value that you can bring to the table, that this meeting will be worth that time. Let me give you an example. Early in my career, I had the opportunity to interview for a job for the director Mark Webber. He's an indie director. My friend recommended me to Mark. We ended up having a phone call, but we kind of left it in that conversation that there was going to be a meeting that would happen. But there was nothing tangible yet. A few days pass by, I don't hear back, and I'm starting to think this might not happen. So this is when I reach out. I'm still very casual and just checking in. I started reading the script. I really liked the project. We went back and forth a couple of times. He was non-committal, and I got the sense that he was already sort of close to hiring another editor. So at that point, I kind of took a stand and said, there's something that I really noticed about the script. I was able to tease him just enough to get him to say, all right, let's meet tonight. We spent 3 hours discussing the project. I really took the time to listen, number one, and then see if I can respond in a way that I can demonstrate somehow that I'm the right guy for the project.
A monster, Dada.
I see the monster. I'm almost done. This is so
Just
embarrassing.
No, don't worry about it.
I am
Let's just
so
get back
sorry,
on track.
guys. He does it. Yeah.
The End of Love is an indie feature that has a lot of improvised scenes.
I'm going to explain that, obviously, but you keep cutting me off.
Now, you may not know, but I have a very strong background in reality, unscripted TV. All that stuff is usually not on my IMDb because I want to brand myself more as a documentary and narrative film editor. I just decided to make that a strength and said, look, I'm actually quite comfortable with working with very improvised scenes. This is something that reality show editors are really good at.
Okay, cool. Scene.
Thank you.
Great.
Where there isn't really a scripted narrative arc in finding it in the editing.
I think that you are absolutely fucking amazing, and Chloe. Anyway, I'm sorry. Isaac, you should go. Can you say bye? Can you say bye to Amanda? Can you say bye, Amanda? Can you say bye to Amanda?
So I was really putting all my eggs in that basket and letting him know that sometimes a conventional linear editor might not be right for the type of project that he wants to do, which really is, he calls it reality cinema. I don't know if that was the reason, but just those couple of hours that we spent together made him change his mind. And he said, all right, let me give you a call tomorrow and we'll figure something out. This time I did get that call. It wasn't from him, but his producer who made the deal. I ended up cutting the film and it ended up going to Sundance. It was his first film to go to Sundance. It was my first film that went to Sundance.
And the end of Love was like a pivotal point for me.
Mark, you have a kid?
Oh, it's not that big a deal.
I made something that I was really, really proud of with you. And I found kind of my voice as a filmmaker.
From that point, I leveraged up that relationship. It led to so many more independent projects. I did 2 other movies with Mark.
Welcome to the world premiere of Flesh and Blood.
Very important step in my career. And the reason why I got that is because I got the meeting.
This is definitely too tight.
Vinny and Steve are my partners of the Go-To Editor course. We built it together, we run it together. Okay, this camera we have 8 hours. They are the backbone of the operation. In addition to our lead community manager Dennis, they make sure that every student feels the editing love. It's been almost a year since we launched the Go-To Editor course. We're still together. We're still getting along. Yeah. What are some of the projects that you're cutting right now?
I worked on a Netflix documentary so that was really cool to be able to be a part of that. I've worked on a couple short films, and I've had the opportunity to at least audition for editing some feature films.
And Steve, I just remember you actually cut something that won an Emmy. What was that like?
Actually been very, very, very beneficial.
Did you buy or rent the tux?
That wasn't even a tux. That was a suit I put together from a thrift shop. You can win an Emmy in a thrift shop suit.
Now we're going to have a lot of people seeing this for the first time. And we really wanted to create a course that is for the beginner and the intermediate. So some people that edit for the first time and others that have some experience. Can you guys let us know what it is we're focusing on and why it is for beginners and intermediates?
Let me set down the Java. Take down.
Yeah, Module 1's all about the fundamentals, getting you started, so even if you've never edited before, it can get you going on something.
We're trying to take it from a level where it's the least intimidating as possible. We're trying to make it as accessible to anybody who's never edited before. We're just going over the dailies, how you get them. Before even that starts out, we want you to have access to this free editing software called DaVinci Resolve. We show you in the module where to download it, get it going, and you're going to be learning from real dailies, from real documentary, real commercial work, real narrative feature.
That's funny, I'm a big fan of yours too.
Let's get married then.
It's nothing like you filmed yourself with your friends. It's real footage.
It's a real feature that was in an international film festival and it had an Oscar award-winning actress in there. And that's a whole different ballgame. And for them to be able to cut their teeth and experience what it is to do dramatic storytelling with real footage is so important.
Having the dailies makes this seem possible and accessible.
I've already seen a lot of really interesting approaches to the scenes. For example, someone did a scene where they had the phone call already start while he's coming out of the elevator. I thought that was a really smart choice to compress time and keep us on story.
I was in the car and then people would pick me up or being really chatty.
I've seen this cut 50,000 different ways, and they're all extremely different.
Yeah, and to be honest, some of them may not be great yet. But it doesn't really matter, especially at the beginning. It doesn't matter that you're not a perfect storyteller right away. The way you become a storyteller is by doing it. And grab the next scene and take what you've learned.
Oh! Wait, okay, you can't do that.
And keep building on that. And that's how this course is structured, that throughout the 6 modules, you always get to cut.
So module 2 gets into the advanced editing and storytelling techniques, and then you're going to start learning about things like what is a story and what is a dramatic question. So we're not just talking about the technical parts of it, we're talking about editing concepts that we can jump into, or how audio might engage an audience, or how you can use a joke as a story and what does that represent, and how does that expand to a full movie maybe.
The mind shift in this course is it's not really about getting specific directions of what the scene should be. Right. It's you evolving and becoming a storyteller, having that confidence to make the decision and say, I think the scene is about this.
Right.
If you are not an editor, you don't understand this power. If you are an editor, you take that responsibility and you just embrace it.
Have you found that you've been able to kind of pace yourself fairly well throughout the course, or?
I'm kind of stuck at module 5 because I haven't started it yet.
As you're going through the modules, it's a self-paced course, so you're kind of on your own. But let's say you get stuck. What are some of the options that the students have to get help?
Well, they could either reach out through the Discord, and we're all reachable.
The hard thing about being, say, a freelance editor, like we all kind of are, is having that self-management, and this is a self-paced course, so surrounding yourself with a community that can back you and keep you motivated to do all of that stuff, and all these resources that we try to help provide, it's really helpful to kind of keep moving along.
That's maybe one thing that we really learned in this year is how do we keep the students motivated to keep going? And we implemented a couple of things. You just mentioned the Discord, which is an online private group where we have separate rooms for each module where you can post your work, ask questions, have career advice. We also partnered up with Whipster, which is an online collaboration platform. So all the scene work that you're doing in the course, you can actually get timecode specific notes, not only from us, not only from the community managers in the course, but also your peers. At the beginning, like we started opening up a Discord, we didn't realize how important that part is to the learning experience.
We had no clue that that would blow up. Constant content flowing through it, as well as constant communication, constant great advice, as well as encouragement. And that goes really kind of hand in hand with module 3, which is our personal branding module.
Yes.
Where we talk about how to even like sort of dress for the part, how to even talking to producers and getting in the room, be approachable.
The one thing that I think we learned about this module is we're giving you a lot of concepts. If I would have known about these concepts early in my career, I'd be at a whole different level.
Truly.
But what we've evolved upon now is that we actually make it more material in the sense that you can execute on it. A lot of people get started and they're so excited to cut anything.
Yes.
They might be doing wedding videos for 3 years. And at the beginning, it's very exciting because you get to work on your craft, but at some point you feel stuck. And what you really wanted to do is do TV scripted shows. And if you know that up front, you can sort of protect yourself and you can maneuver your career in a way that you get there faster. There are 7 steps that we develop in the strategy paper that have to do with defining which ladder you want to climb, how you're going to be able to identify some of the people that can help you get there, and how you can develop relationships with them early on.
Finally, now I decided that I have to go all in, and
We are actually really heavily now into doing weekly video conferences with the students to discuss their career. If you take advantage of it, it's out there every week.
Right now I'm doing a video which will be, it's supposed to be a funny video.
A go-to editor really can ask for a fair rate and can say no when the project isn't right for them, and they can wait for the next project.
And that was the first time I'd ever said I'm an editor, like out loud to somebody, introduce myself as that.
Yeah.
It felt really good to say that.
And a go-to editor is somebody that has deep relationships with producers and directors, who will hire them over and over again, who will call them first when a new project comes along, or who will gladly recommend them. Alright, if you're still watching this video, congratulations, you're badass. I hope you are interested in becoming an editor. It's a really exciting career. Check out the Go-To Editor course to see how we can help you get there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Almost daily, I get asked this question more than any other. How do I become a working editor? Like the kind of editor that works on recognizable features or on TV shows. The one that always works and gets paid full rate. I just got this text the other day.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
I'm not an idiot. This is my dream job. It's what I've wanted to be since I was 15 years old. So I prepared myself for the rejection that comes with the industry. But did you ever have a time that you were faced with rejection after rejection after rejection that you considered quitting? It's been 3 full years of solid rejection, and honestly, I think a human being can only take so much of it.
Yes, I've been there. It sucks. But I've figured out some stuff, and I think I can help. I've had what many consider a successful editing career. I've worked 3.5 years for James Cameron, 5+ years as the go-to editor for Fremantle Media, the makers of American Idol, cutting pilots and show concepts, helping them sell hundreds of millions of dollars worth of new shows. And I could pretty much name my rate. Is it because I'm so talented, that I know more than any others? I don't think so. It has to do with more than skill. It has to do with storytelling and with who you are as a person. I got another one from a producer I worked with 7 years ago.
Hey Sven, remember me? Well, I'm doing this Fox show, shooting 10 episodes for air, looking for great editors. Still remember all the times you bailed me out. Just wondering if you had any availability in the next 4 months. And if you can't do it, other recommendations would be appreciated.
Unfortunately, I'm not available, but let me reach out to a few editors that I feel comfortable recommending to you.
Appreciate the help, my friend.
Of course, I recommended the earlier editor from above, and she sent off her resume. For the past 2.5 years, I put my editing life online on a YouTube channel called This Guy Edits. Currently, it has over 210,000 subscribers that watch me edit and talk about storytelling. I want to take this experience to a new level, where I want to share everything I know about being a go-to editor. The go-to editor rarely ever sends out a resume because they cut right through the competition. The type of editor that doesn't work on a budget instead can demand a rate that values their time. Because what the go-to editor brings to the table saves the client every time. The go-to editor course is the only one out there that doesn't just teach you editing. It's a step-by-step program created to give you the tools to become a go-to editor so that you can work for a future that is bright. Starting with the basics, then focusing on storytelling, exposing you to exercises with real footage from actual features, documentaries, and branded content. And on top, I'm giving you a step-by-step program to brand yourself as a go-to editor, including a mock job interview and negotiating tactics. I put everything that I know and I've learned in the past 20 years in this course. And here's the thing, I give you 6 months to change your mind. As long as you do the exercises, don't see any value in the course, I will refund you the money. So don't miss out, don't delay. The Go-To Editor course is only open for a few days, and then the doors will be shut. So I can focus on the students. Here's how you become a Go-To Editor.